Literature is timeless. It has been seen more frequently that the poetic works from the Romantic era still have connections to the young adults of today. If we look back to William Blake's poem, The Tiger, it is seen that the ideas, attitudes and values which underpin his poem are still relevant today. Blake is able to show the same fascination we have on where to draw the lines between good and evil. It is also seen through careful manipulation of language and rhythmic structures that he is able to connect with the modern audience by asking that age-old question, why does God do the things he does? These common ideas between modern 21st century audiences and Blake's portrayal of the Romantic era clearly show that the connections are still alive. The most prominent way that Blake's poem demonstrates these connections is through the exploration of the tiger and its evil nature. He focuses on the beautiful yet sinister nature of the tiger and questions how God could have created something so evil. The tiger, being the major metaphor of the poem, symbolises human beings, and that humans have the potential to do great good as well as evil, as throughout the poem, the tiger is being described as being perfect in its terrifying symmetry. Blake then chooses to focus on the creation of this terrible power, as in the second stanza he asks, "In what distant deeps or skies burnt the fire of thine eyes?" As distant deeps represents hell, and skies represents heaven, it is seen that he is asking whether the tiger was made for good or evil intent. This is still relevant today, as seen on recent discussions of modern video games. The graphics of these games are getting better and better, fearfully perfect. But what is their purpose? Games such as Call of Duty and Mafia 2 are seen to promote murder, drugs and criminal behaviour. This mirrors Blake's questioning towards God, as why would we as creators make something that provides entertainment and money, the good, yet also promotes these twisted concepts when, like the Romantic era, we should be looking after our society. The poem's movement and language further reflects Blake's changing mood towards the creator. He starts by questioning how and if God could create such a terrifying creature, seen in what immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry. Blake's language, as he continues with the questioning of the existence, Blake's language choice becomes more critical and sharp towards the creator, seen here, which suggests that the tiger is made to become twisted or corrupt. Blake's harsh attitude peaks in the fourth stanza, as he now presents the environment as being hell-like by describing tools such as the hammer, chain, and anvil, which are commonly shown in depictions of hell. He finishes this stanza with dare its deadly terrors cloud, signifying that he has lost faith in the Creator and now sees him more as a devil than a god. The movement of this poem then calms in the fifth stanza, as Blake begins to realise that even though God's loyal servants, the angels, do not approve of the tiger, God is still happy with his work. Seeing these lines, it is understood that Blake is disappointed in God, for even though God knows what evil the creature is capable of, he is still happy with it. Finally, as the only change between the last stanza and the first stanza is the words could to dare, it shows that Blake now knows that it was God's choice to create the tiger, even though for whatever good the tiger can do, it will also do the opposite. This questioning of a higher power has continued throughout the Romantic era, and is now predominantly seen in our changing trust in large companies. Recently, we've heard about the dangerous working conditions in Bangladesh factories who produce garments for Australian retailers such as Tauber and Cotton On. Like Blake, we began by trusting these companies. However, as we learned more about the profitable purposes, our trust in these companies have diminished. Like in the fifth stanza, after the public expressly want for these companies to change, many companies still hold the same working conditions. These similarities between modern-day audiences and those from the Romantic era clearly show that the ideas and attitudes expressed in Blake's poem are still alive today. As with the language techniques, the structure of Blake's poem is similar to modern-day songs, which allows the 21st century audiences to connect with the literature from the Romantic era. As an iambic tetrameter, the poem is comprised of 6 stanzas with a double A double B structure. With the assistance of alliteration and repetition of the stanzas, the lyrical quality and flow of the poem is enhanced. Through these techniques, it is seen that Blake conveyed his music to the Victorian audience in the same way that modern-day musicians perform their music today. The rhyming and repetition of the stanzas are all techniques used in songs today, seen in choruses, rhymes, and beats. Blake also addresses his and our audiences through the extensive use of rhetorical questions, which is seen in songs today, such as Where is the Love by Black Eyed Peas. This shows us that the similarities between the structure assist in keeping these connections from the Romantic era alive. The poem clearly relates to modern audiences, as it expounds the same values and attitudes we have here every day. It is through Blake's poem that we can see that the literature from the Romantic era is in fact timeless will always be able to connect with their messages on good and evil.